research by yourself. In particular, it's online things, so you can check everything online and find out source information, and then that will do you much more good than exam. That's my idea. If you have exam, maybe it's too narrow, and you can only focus on the book. We don't want you to focus on book. We want you to read the book and apply what you learned, and even learn something more from internet or actual base. You don't have to just rely on my lecture. It's a short one, so you have to keep on learning. It's important. Surveying is important for your future as well. Okay, so we'll have an essay. So let's decide. You guys will have an essay, and so next time we'll start talk about the requirement in the essay. Because I haven't told you guys before. Because I told some of you, but not your class, some of your other classes. So they know my style. They know how to prepare and finish the essay. But this is the first time I told you guys. So from next time, I'll start to talk about how to finish an essay. It's also important for your preparation for your graduate essay as well. Because if you want to graduate from the university in China, normally you need to finish one thesis, or you call essay, before you graduate. And so now is a good one. You write a proper one, and you can even use this one. If you write a proper one, you probably can use this one, expand it and enrich it, and make it as a formal essay and submit your graduate thesis. That's also possible. So it depends on how much effort you put on the subject. So it's a good one. It's a good one for your future training as well. So we'll see. For the next time we'll start to talk something about your essay, and also we'll talk something about what kind of topic we ask you to do the research on the essay. In principle, everyone choose different topics. I don't want everyone focus on the same topic. Otherwise, I plagiarize yours and you copy mine. So we are friends. We are brothers. We don't like this case happen. We like everyone doing his individual research. Because if you hire a company, you can't cooperate with anyone else. You have to do everything by yourself. They won't hire a group to help you. Okay, so that's the idea. That's it. Any suggestion? We only have 2 weeks left. So in principle, I have to ask the administrative staff maybe next week to ask, or maybe do we have experimental credits or not? Experimental credit is supposed to have a field study, like bring you guys out to the field to do the real measurement. In particular, like this course. But we are all online, so I don't know whether she want me to continue that experimental credits or not. If there is no further experimental credit, then the whole course probably will be finished in 2 weeks time. But if there are some experimental credits, then we'll try to find out practical measurement, how to do the practical measurement in the machine, the apparatus, the whole part of the machine, how it works, and tear them apart, and how to do the setup of the machine, and blah blah blah, many questions. And this can also be done, although you can't touch the real machine, but it can also be done through drawing, through video. Many approaches can do this bit as well. Depends on the university. I really think it's enough for this bit. Then it's enough. If they think you guys keep on learning something about experimental bits, then I'll extend maybe in the next week. I'll extend administrative stuff. Then we'll see. Okay, that's basic. This is what practical subject. You should try for us to have experiment. Yeah, we need experiments. That's true. Yeah, but the thing is, where is where is the equipment? You need the other light. You need tachymeters. You need a tape. You need everything. In particular, you need to face to face. You need people. You need labor staff. You need a lot of things. But now everything's pretty much quarantined. So no one can easily move. You probably we'll see. We'll see. It's not what we can decide. It's decided by the university, but we'll try our best to get experiment down. Get to touch a real machine. Okay. Let's go. So for a moment, we still focus on how to set up everything for the in particular for the computation. Once you do the measurement, how to do the computation. So last time was yesterday. We were talking about the some of you, not many, but some of you, a couple of you, they try to finish the extra 20 points. I think that's courageous and admirable as well. Sometimes not only student admire teacher, sometimes teacher admire student as well. In particular, they are hardworking and with very good spirit. We admire student as well. So keep on doing. You have a whole week to finish that one, and it's because if you can do some estimation based on mathematics, and then later on you know the techniques, and then you can have your own approach doing all the measurement, and that will be very accurate. Rather than rely on the book, I don't really think the approach written in the book is can be properly applied. It's a bit ambiguous. To be honest, the book is put a lot of, just like I say, even he writes some formula, you still cannot figure out what's his main purpose or what's the. So last time I told you by resorting to mathematics approach, I told you how to solve this one. So let's briefly come back to this one again. So the whole idea is there are two parts. Measurement of the d, the distance between A and B. You want to know the distance between A and B. Okay, so by tachymeters, this one, tachymeters. And the second one you want to know is about the height of B, HB. So there are two information you try to know. Height is about the vertical bit. You want to know some information about the vertical bit. So it's this height. But on the other hand, you also want to know some horizontal bit. So that's the D. So now I'll give you these tachymeters. Will give you two information. So you don't have to think it's kind of machine. Anyway, it's just like you can measure the angles. Okay, and equipped with something. Normally, something called in this case is a leveling staff, and in some cases is a subtense bar. So it can be a combination, either tachymeter with leveling staff, just like this example, or it can be a tachymeter combined with the subtense bar, and their purpose serves a little bit different. Let's take a look for the leveling staff. In the leveling staff, of course, you have all sorts of information regarding the height. Suppose you put a leg in on top of the B. So this is a leg, the bottom of B over here. So there are some scales in this stuff. Some scale in this stuff. So you can read. For example, it's a 20. This is 10, 12. I don't write down unit. Maybe it's a centimeter. Maybe it's meters. Whatsoever. Anyway, there are a number over here. So now you use the tachymeters. Tachymeters over here. use a tachymeters. Then they use a tachymeter. Tachymeter basically is equipped with one telescope. There is a telescope over here. Okay, so now we can do, and you can turn around as well. You can turn it up, you can turn it down. Turn the telescope. Basically, you can just switch out the telescope. You can turn this telescope up and down. And do that one. Indeed, if you have a compass or something, you can treat this one like your head, and you measure the angle, how much angle you turn your head, and you through your eyes look at the things. That's the same idea, same principle. But telescope is much more precise. So you use a telescope to look around. So if you turn it down, and maybe you can look at the readings over here. And then you can turn it up, you can read the readings, whatever reading over here. So through this one, you can see the readings on top of the this level, So it's good. It's good. Okay. So for example, if you wanna measure something smaller, smaller than this level stuff. For example, you wanna measure the height of this small, let's say bump or something, here or something. Anyway, something weird over here. A tree or something. You want to measure the height of this tree. So the easiest one is you put this level staff lean against this tree, or just beside this tree, Then you read through this reading. This maybe it's 18. So you turn around and this through reading. You know immediately the height of this one is how much is 18. Maybe it's a centimeters or maybe it's a meters or something. So the object, the height of the object is. So this is easy for if you equip with some leveling stuff, then you can immediately know the vertical height of some object with this one. But if you equip this one with some subtense bar, normally you don't have this kind of like scales on the side. Subtense bar normally is a fixed length. And in order for people to hold it, this length normally is 1 meter. Okay. So again, I have a telescope, tachymeter is over here. Telescope over here. Okay. So you see through the bottom, one end of this bar, the subtense bar, and then you turn around. Of course, when you turn around, you have some angle. And then you turn around, you have another one. This is B. This is B. You turn around, and then of course, you can easily calculate the theta in between. And through this information, indirectly, rather than directly, indeed, this one can directly get a vertical one, but this one, of course, if you do this one, the purpose is to get the horizontal distance. So you can do this through your calculation. So you look at the middle point again. A middle point normally can equip. They can, before you do the measurement, you can just tag something over there, ribbon or something, or tag over here, and then in the middle, or maybe a point. I use some marker or something and mark a point. The point is in between. So this telescope can see through this point again. Okay, so you have this angle. Now you have this angle. You have this angle. Of course, you have a total angle, and you have a length over here. So that's the reason last time I told you guys how to measure CDE, simply based on this information. And this is very important. The CT, although it's hard, it's not easy to get. You have to use approximation formula. So far, some of you that try to solve this question, you haven't used a Taylor formula. Maybe it's because the way I design 60 degree or something. But in principle, you need to apply to, you have to resort to the Taylor formula in order to approximate this one. So in theory means they can implement it by computer normally, by programming. Because if you want to some sine x, for example, sine point 1, 2, 2, 3. This is very small, and it's not typical sine value. So pretty much there is no way to find out this one. So the best way is for Taylor formula. So you have to use the we saw the polynomial to polynomial. You have a order. You have a different kind of order. Maybe you can raise the order up to fifth, or maybe sixth or seventh. But that can also be done by computer. Normally, that can be done by computer. So don't worry about the Taylor formula. How are they going to be implemented? They can be done by computer. Even indeed, if you type this one, computer will calculate this one for you as well. But we try to how did the computer do this one? The computer will rely also on Taylor's formula. Otherwise, how to computer know this value? They have no idea. They use approximation, so they rely on the Taylor formula over here. So that's the reason I ask you to use it. Otherwise, you type in a program, some program. If you type this one, they'll give you the value directly out of this one. They know how to approximate this one. But I prefer you do from scratch. From doing this, I have some idea. Okay. So now we have a CD. In principle, yes, you can get CD. It's not easy to get CD. In particular, the angle is hard. But once you finish the programming, you can make your machine much more smart. This is not smart. Tachymeter, no, it's just a telescope uncovered. It's not smart. So if you put something smart, at least you can go to the total station. The one I show you in the lab, I sneak into the lab, and the one I show you the first way. And then this is also equipped inside. The one of the probably this is a 3-in-1. 3-in-1. You have and in this case, you can write a program. You can write a program and automatically calculate everything. I bet they already been written inside. Otherwise, how to calculate distance? Once you do the measure, they'll give you the distance straight away. So, but it's a different idea. Because it doesn't use rely on this one. Rely on the leveling. It doesn't rely on the substance bar. It doesn't rely on the leveling stuff. It only rely on last time we saw it says prism. Basically, it's a glass over here. Your glass over here. So you have a laser beam. Laser beam will you emit a laser beam. Of course, laser beam doesn't run. Looks like it's in short distance. It looks like it's a straight line, but it's not. It's a curve. It's a curve. Indeed, it's not a curve. It's a sine wave. So we'll hit this one. Bounce back today. Hopefully we'll reach this speed. Give you some idea. We can't keep on this one. So we'll continue this speed. So we'll bounce back. This one will bounce back. The wave, the form of the wave will be the same. They won't change. In short distance, they won't change. In long distance, some of them will depreciate. But in the short distance, they won't change. How about in long distance? How are you gonna do? In long distance, you have to change something, or you can we call carrier. You can make it the signal stronger. They make signal stronger in order to make it last longer. Otherwise, it depreciates in the long run. Maybe it's gone. This won't even reach this glass, or it won't come back, bounce back. So today we all try to reach to how to based on this one to give you calculation. Now we will focus on some theory. How to get this and what's the idea about this one. So this sort of different idea. This one of course is much more convenient. Once you set up the glass there, now you don't need human. So this can be done by one person. You can set up your total station here, and you hold your tripod and with your prism over here over some point you want to measure this tree the distance between this point and the distance and this tree. And in this case you can set up the glass over here, and then you can start to use of course this will be higher, this one, and then you can start to emit your laser beam, visible light or laser beam, and then it'll bounce back. And then based on this one, you can calculate. You can come back. So this can be done by just one person. You might insist this can also be done by one person. Yes, normally people don't prefer this one. If you have this one, normally don't prefer this one because this one it takes maybe just a couple of minutes. You can finish everything. But this one you can set up stuff and you have to make sure it's vertical and blah blah blah. A lot of things have to make sure. So it's not easy to, and you need one person here as well. Normally you need one person over here as well, in case the level start falling down or something. So in principle, you also need one person over here, and the person sometimes also have to. They sometimes have you can see sometimes they have a walkie-talkie. This guy will hold a walkie-talkie, and so is the other guy. And sometimes they communicate. You see this guy to tell him what's the reading he spot on this one, and he had to give him some response as well. So maybe he'll tell you move. It's much more vertical because it's tiered to the other side. So then this guy had to adjust this stuff to make it much more vertical. So in this case, it pretty much need two person and two walkie-talkie as well. And the distance is very short. Then you can hear this guy can hear you back. Otherwise, you need some walkie-talkie as well. Maybe nowadays mobile phone, you need some communication approach as well. But this one, it probably don't need anything at all. You set up the glass and then everything will keep it down. And you have a smart the programming installed. So once you do the measurement, they'll calculate the vertical distance, they'll calculate the horizontal distance, they'll calculate angle whatsoever in this one. Of course, if you pay more, you get higher, much more advanced one. If you pay less, I think you have to let's continue. So this can be done. So last time we were talking how to the horizontal one can be measured based on this one because you read this one, right? So if you already do this one, so basically come back to our original principle, our principle, the one I told you guys, this one. If that one can be done, that one can be done, and we don't even care whether this level is horizontal, is vertical or not. Based on the approach I told you guys, it can be tiered to the one side as well. It doesn't matter, and you don't even need to look at the middle one. You can look whatever point you like, whatever point, because there is of course for the subtense bar, it's harder because if you don't look at the middle one, it's harder unless you give you a scale beforehand, and then it's fine. Otherwise, it's better to look at the middle one. But anyway, no matter what, you can calculate CTE. You can get this one, CTE, no problem. So this D will be obtained. The distance D will be obtained. There is no problem. Okay. Now comes to the second problem. So first problem is easy based on the approach I told you guys already. Of course, some problem is much more complicated. You can use a subtense bar, or you can read through the reading. If you read through this reading, the distance will be changing as well. Depends on the reading, the angle you turn into. Then you'll get one reading, and the angle you turn to the other side, you get another reading. So it depends on. So you get the distance from we call the upper hair, and then the lower hair, and then you can get the distance. So this S basically is the distance between these two, the upper hair and the lower hair. These two is this distance. All right. Of course, this is reading in this one, in the glass over here. So from this one, you can see this one. Okay. So this is the case for when you are using the leveling stuff. What if you use a subtense bar? If you use subtense bar, then this length will be fixed. Like I said, normally is 1 meter. It will be fixed. So in this case, you save some time to look at the reading. You don't have to look at reading because, but you have to look at the point, the end points. One guy will hold. So you look at the two endpoints, of this one. Okay, in the long distance, the it's supposed to be much more precise. In short distance, you look at its height, not make some mistake. Okay, let's continue. So how next question? For the horizontal one, there is no problem. We get already. Now come to the vertical one. Let's try to tackle vertical one. And why do you care about the vertical height? Of course, you care. You want to know you want to build a house over here. You want to know the height of your house. How is it the height of your house in terms of mean sea level? It means how high your house is going to be over or on top of the sea level. You build your house under the sea level, then suppose your house is here and sea level is here. Then this is quite risky. Once you have a hurricane or typhoon or tsunami or something, then it can they can easily consume your whole house. Consume your house. Some of your flooding problem over your house. So you want to know if I'm going to build a house, basically you want to know the height of my house and the foundation. How what's the height of the foundation? Am I going to dig into this ground? Things this ground. So all these sorts of problem is very, not only the horizontal one. Sometimes vertical one is also very important as well. So Hindi is much more important in many cases, in particular like construction and building as well. You always want to know the height of your building, the place you are going to build. In case you build some house under sea level or something, then if the river overflow, then the whole house will be flat as well. So this is important question as well from a practical point of view. Okay, now let's find out how to measure HB. Okay, in order to measure HB, of course, based on this tachometer as well, we don't use an actual stuff. You cannot dig a hole inside. You cannot dig a hole inside the ground. Of course, you can do it. You say I want to dig a hole until the mean sea level, and use a tape or use something to use a level star to measure this one. Yes, if you are crazy, yes, you can do it. Drill a hole and then measure this one. If you are crazy, you can do it. But normal person, sensible one, they won't do that. They can simply use this machine, tachometer. So, but there's one information you need. You need the height above the sea level of regarding the bottom of this tachometer. Or if your person stand here, it basically is your leg, your bottom of your leg. What the place you stand, the A position. What's the sea level, above sea level so the height, you pretty much you need to know HA first. But normally this can be done because normally you set up some machine already. You already know the HA, the position. You set a machine over there. Normally typical one. But suppose you really don't know HA, what are you going to do? Last time I told you guys, most time you can use a mobile phone. They have a GPS. They can easily locate the height between this one and the sea level. They can give you HA. So don't worry, HA, you can always get HA by all sorts of information. You can easily get HA. All right. So regarding the height of, it's called HI. The I stands for instrument. Regarding HI is even easier. If you have a tape, you can easily use your tape, measure the distance between tachometers and also the bottom of the tripod. You can easily have this kind of measurement. HI. If you use the total station, last time I showed you have a laser beam. So the laser beam, they can immediately laser beam reach the middle, reach this point and bounce back. So they immediately give you the height of the total station. Though that will save some time also. So that's a convenient one as well. Okay. So suppose so HA and HI, no problem. Done. Now, don't forget our purpose is the HB. Don't think about HB equals HA. Normally it doesn't. In my this point might be because from the picture looks like they are quite equivalent. The height is quite equivalent, but in reality they won't. Their height they don't have to be equivalent. This can be very tall, very high, and or very low. It doesn't matter. Okay. Suppose this is what. So the height is HB. We are going to find out HB. Now take a look. Take a look at what if you emit, if you put your tachymeter in a leveling position, in the even position, without turn around, you will have something called horizontal line of sight. So this is a horizontal line of sight. We reach it over here. From this horizontal line of sight, of course, you have a leveling stop over here. This time you are using leveling stop, not using the subtense part. You are using level stop over here. Give a scale and start to the readings for you. Okay, so you can easily read the number over here. No problem. There is a number over here. Reader. This number will be called SM, because this number basically you put your stuff over here, just right on top of a B. So basically, this is from the point B to the middle point for this one horizontal line of sight over here. So let's say we call this one SM. We call this one SM. So easily you can get the relation between these two, because the height over here is HA plus HI. Here is HA plus HI. This is left hand side. This height. But since this one is a horizontal one, so it doesn't change. It means this distance will be identical to this distance. And since this distance is SM plus HB, so they will be identical. So that will be SM. Remember what's SM? SM is a reading of this machine. So you need this machine to read this one. Read this scale plus HB. Done. You just shift, because this is a reading from your machine, so you can easily get this number, no problem. So HB, you shift the other side. This is a known number. This is a known number. You can easily get HB. So HB is the position of B in terms of the sea level, above the sea level. So you can easily get this one. All right. Let's continue. So this is a very practical one. So next time, remember, if you use tachymeter, this machine is much more popular, even nowadays. You might say total station is good, but it's much more expensive, and it relies on battery as well. And this one, of course, you need have a telescope, some equipment over here. So depends. Normally, if you want to have much more functionality, maybe you have some reliant battery as well. But if you think about, it's only about the glass itself. You don't need if you think about a telescope, you don't need something battery as well. So you can only rely on naked eye together with the your glass. Okay, so let's come to the next one. We want to keep on applying all we learned before. Otherwise, you learn a lot, but you don't know how to apply it. Okay, so if you come to this one, this is the second case. And yesterday, probably we mentioned something about this one, but at that time, we were talking about, in this case, it seems like this is still leveling stuff, but it doesn't matter. This really doesn't matter. Okay, let's take this one for example. So remember, the purpose for this tachymeter now is for serve two purposes. One, the horizontal one, distance. Second, HV. Now, based on our information, our knowledge, let's see whether we can tackle this one or not. Let's take one by one. These will become much more technical. Depends on the situation. And you might wonder what's the difference between this one and the previous one. Take a look. What's the difference? What's the difference between this one and this one. The obvious one is this one. When you in the horizontal side, they measure the horizontal side over here. There are 3 points. This machine do the measurement. First point, this one, this point. Second point, this is low here over here. The low here measure this one. The reading will be this one. Then the central point over here, and then the upper point over here. So you get S. So this is for the reading in this case. Let's come to the second case. Second case, what he read is the horizontal one. He doesn't read the horizontal one. If you take a look, he doesn't look at the horizontal one. He might see there is a horizontal line here. Yes, but he didn't read the horizontal one. He read. You can treat this one as a subtense bar, and you might wonder why. Suppose this is a subtense bar. Why doesn't the guy hold this bar over here, the button over here? Then in order for him to look at this horizontal one, the thing is he doesn't know. This guy doesn't know what you are looking at. So this guy, suppose this guy is holding this bar, this subtense bar over here. He has no idea what are you looking at. He doesn't even know where is the horizontal line. He knows where is the horizontal line because he can put this one into the 0 degree. Put this motion into degree. Then through this telescope, he know where is the 0 point from the horizontal reading from this one. Or he can read through the suppose this be the subtense bar. He can read through the button. But before that, I mean there is no way he can hold this one, this point over here. There is no way. Even with walkie-talkie, there's still some error as well. You can keep on talking, make it low it down, but I still have some mistake. I think on the other hand, his hand might keep on shaking as well, so it's not a good idea. All right. So in order to keep your hands avoid hands shaking, maybe you can instead using hands to hold this, or you can use the machine to hold this speed as well.